Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's been a few days, I'm sorry, I was kind of slacking, but as you can tell by the title, we got some Hytale news to look at. World Gen Introduction, posted by the Hytale team 4 days ago. I'm a little late to this, but I saw a video on it and I was like, I should make a video too. Anyway, World Gen Introduction, I guess it just goes through like the different biomes, or they call them zones, you'll see in a second here, and it just goes through like what is in the world of Hytale, and I think that's worth looking at. So, yeah, first look at Hytale's world generation system. Okay, so first off, the world of Orbis. Now, that's already pretty cool, because as you can tell, Minecraft doesn't have a name for its world other than like the fan names, or I guess the overworld. But Orbis, that's a pretty cool name. It sounds kind of similar to like other names and like other sci-fi things, but I think it's cool. Okay, as we see here, can I click on the image? There we go. We've got some zones to look at. Now, there are two unannounced ones. I don't think they're gonna really look like this whole cloud thunder mess here. Not mess, it looks cool, but I don't think it's gonna look like that. I think that's just like, like hidden, so you don't see what it looks like. Anyway, so we'll start with zone 1, which seems to look like just a normal Minecraft-ish, like green overworld, and we'll get into it later, but there are different biomes in the different zones, as far as I can tell. So yeah, zone 1 seems to just be this normal, just like forests and hills and stuff, and then zone 2 is like a more desert sort of, I guess, savanna mesa looking thing with rock formations, which is pretty cool because I don't think Minecraft has rock formations like that in its deserts. And zone 3 here, it's obviously a snowy sort of dealio here with caves and stuff, which I think is cool. And yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say about this zone. I mean, snow and mountains and stuff and ice, and it could prove for some interesting looking caves, which we'll get into in a second. We'll get into all these caves. And we got the 4th zone here, which is, that lava zone we saw in the trailer with, those special mobs. And I'll get into this more later because I think they explain it more. But there's different, different zones have different mobs and different properties. And the caves in the lava zone seem to generate stuff that kind of looks like this, which I think is interesting. And then there's like crystals in here, and just like different ice caves in here. And then if you look over here, there's this little cave with this monster in it, and then there's like a dungeon and this lava area, but it like keeps going back. So maybe there would be like loot right here that you have to get to by like, getting around the lava. Generating a zone. Okay, so we'll read right here. Here's an example of a zone-based world gen in action. You're looking at a top-down view of zone 1, comprising of several different biomes, forests, lakes, hills, ravines, and more. Our world gen system ties together seamlessly along with topographical features like ponds and rocky outcrops. You can also see a handful of generated points of interest. So if we look at this, yeah, there's some rivers, and you see there's a castle right there, and I believe it's just like randomly generated stuff. Oh, there's another thing I forgot to mention. If we go up here, it says, yeah, this picture depicts 4 of the zones that make up the planet of Orbis, which is where the bulk of Hytale's storyline takes place. So it looks like we're actually going to have a base story mode for Hytale, which I think is pretty cool, because Minecraft has Minecraft story mode, but that's not Minecraft. That's, a Telltale game. But yeah, so, different randomly spawned structures that I'm sure have their own special NPCs in them and all that. We go down here. We have where 2 biomes meet. This looks like zone 1. I should say zones, not biome. We have zone 1 and zone 3 here meeting, and they meet pretty seamlessly. I mean, you can see that there's some snow that comes over here, and there's some grass that comes over here. So it's not just like 2 biomes just stuck next to each other. They actually have some overlap. Zone has its own set of blocks and distinct content, yep, including furniture sets, NPCs, races. So like these 2 different, same structure basically for the house, but it's, different blocks and different like furniture, obviously. So that's pretty cool. Exploring Cave in Borea will be different from exploring Cave in the Emerald Grove. those must be two different sections of, or like two different areas of the game. Coastal areas and the deep ocean. Oh, okay, so this is the coastline, and I heard a pretty good theory on the land world, like the land that you can walk on, right? Is just its own really huge island, right? And then you get in the water, and then for a while, you know, it's stuff that's really easy to get down to, but then, you know, they say this later, there's a drop off. Now, I heard, you know, a theory that it's like that drop off is like, it's kind of it for anything kind of new going further out. So like as you get further out, it gets kind of less interesting. You can go out there, but there's not really a point going out there. And then, so basically like the world just might be finite rather than being infinite like Minecraft is. If you look right here, we have sort of the deserty biome. It's got more of like a, you know, a deserty sort of African-ish looking coastline. I assume this is the coastline's looking in Africa. I haven't traveled there, so I don't know. But yeah, you can see a little cave right there, and not really any, I don't see anything super, like, I don't want to say interesting, but like, oh, no, there's a little building right there. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this looks cool. I mean, in Minecraft, I'm sure things spawn, you know, mountains next to water, like oceans like that. But this is just interesting world generation. It's I'm sure you can get something really close to this in Minecraft, but like, this looks really like detailed and stuff. This is where we get into more of like the, whatchamacallit, the theory on maybe the world isn't just infinite, and maybe after that drop off in the water it just kind of dissipates, because like, you know, you have structures underwater and you have stuff to explore underwater, so maybe it's not like, can you make that infinite, especially with a storyline like that? I don't know. I'm not an expert. Not much of us know much about the game. Only a few people know that much about the game right now. We have, you know, guys swimming down under to the you know, like what looks like a dungeon. I'm assuming that's a dungeon. Or like a cave sort of dealio. And we got some fish and some seashells here. Look pretty snazzy. But yeah, and what's cool about Hytale is that it's not going to be like Minecraft where you kind of just have to deal with how much air you have underwater. And like in Hytale, it seems that you're going to have to actually gear up and have like proper, you know, diving equipment to be able to, you know, stay underwater and explore under there comfortably without kind of messing up your game and dying and stuff like that. Generated caves and dungeons. I mean, yeah, it looks like the dungeons and stuff are going to be a bit more complex than Minecraft's, and in that it's not just going to be like little things you find here and there and then there's a stronghold. It's like there are multiple dungeons that have special loot. Some might not have any good loot, some might have really good loot. It seems to be like that, and it seems that, like, you know, the random world generation does apply to these. Obviously it would, but like, you know, it's still, it's not just like copy pasted. It's you know, the dungeons get unique. And oh, this one right here is picture. Oh, that didn't help. But yeah, you see, you go into like the structure, and then you can go down and you can explore over here, get what's right here, and then go down here, grab whatever's here, and then you could leave after that if you don't want to go deeper, or you could go deeper and explore the rest of this. And then in the bottom areas, apparently there's like, that's where like the culmination of the dungeon is, and that's where you fight kind of like the bigger guy and get the better treasure. This right here just looks like one of those randomly generated things next to another randomly generated thing, but stuff like this is where you know, the randomly generated stuff. But prefabs, this just means that there are, what, oh my god, over or close to 4,000 prefabs. There's basically just like stuff that can spawn in the game. I think most of that is trees based on this picture down here, because there seems to be a lot of trees. You kind of have to have uniqueness if you want your forest to look good. Oh, this was cool. Okay, so before it said most of the storyline takes place on Orbis, but we have portals here. So you go into these like special looking dungeon sort of dealios. You go down and there's a portal. And these portals, you know, there's different types of portals. This one looks really cool. I really like this one. I think that one's my favorite. And they take you to different worlds like this that look like they're in space. And there might be a monster there. Probably going to be a monster there. And you get different things. This is just concept art, so it probably won't look exactly like this in game, but it still looks cool nonetheless. You got cool things like this corrupted golem. That's probably going to be a cool little thing to fight. Happy little accidents. So what this appears to be is just like, you know, in Minecraft you have, you know, things that can spawn and then they generate into each other like that, and they create, you know, interesting looking structures. That's the same deal here. It's like right here you get a ravine that kind of spawned right next to this sort of dungeon like entrance here, and it looks really cool, you know, because you know, they spawn right next to each other. More cave pictures or dungeon pictures, and that seems to be it. But if you read right here, it says, what's more, all of the world generation systems we've created will be fully customizable by content creators. You can tweak world gen rules or write your own through the config files. You can also build and share your own prefabs dungeons, including instance portal dungeons. You can create and configure your own block environments and NPCs. Combining all these options together gives content creators the power to craft biome zones and ultimately worlds of their own. So what it seems like is we'll be able to like make, like, how do I say this? So like certain mod packs in Minecraft, they like change the whole world. So it's like it's only made out of like certain things, and that's kind of the theme of the mod pack. It seems we'll be able to do this without making our own custom things and building it from scratch. It'll give us the tools to do that in game. I haven't done really much of that stuff, but it's still a cool thing to have at your disposal, especially for people who are really into that. Well, that's all about it for that little Hytale update there. This game looks really cool, especially now that I know there's like different portals and stuff. I don't know if there's other dimensions, because those just seem like portals to different locations that are not really on the world. I don't know if there's other dimensions, like a nether or like an end, sort of how that looked in Minecraft. But I'm still super hyped for this game. I've seen the trailer multiple times. You guys saw the video of me watching the trailer. It's really cool. If you haven't, go check it out, because I kind of broke down the trailer a little bit, gave my thoughts and reactions to it. But yeah, that's all I have to say. So without further ado, make sure to like if you like, subscribe if you're not already, comment if you feel the need to. I'll see you guys in the next one.